very more, just enjoying the garden.
I would suppose.
Stay back. Stay where you are. Get back, I said. Get away. Get away from me.
It all began, as these things do, with simplicity itself. A walking stick, left at our residence by an unknown visitor. However, the trail, like a labyrinth out of an ancient myth, led eventually to what my friend Sherlock Holmes would come to describe as the greatest and most dangerous case in the history of his career. It ended with a kind of reckless triumph, and along the way, it renewed my respect for the greatest man I have ever known.
Oh, Dr. Watson, look at this cave. That man last night left it here when you and Mr. Holmes out at the opera. Oh, it's so romantic to leave a stick like this by the fireside.
Good morning, Watson.
Morning, Holmes.
Morning.
Have you seen the cave, Mr. Holmes? I wonder who left it.
Well, that's not a problem now, is it? So it's right here on the rule. The Dr. John Mortimer. Good luck from your friends at the CCH, 1894. What do you make, Watson?
Well, applying your methods, Holmes, though I'm sure I could never equal them, I'd say that because the stick is scratched at the bottom, we have a man who likes to take long walks and lives in the country. Therefore, CCH stands for Country Club Hunt. And because such a gift is generally given upon retirement, we have a successful elderly medical man who has lived in the country his entire life. He is obviously well beloved by his friends.
Excellent, Watson. Truly remarkable.
Am I correct, then?
No, you're completely wrong. Really, Holmes, you inspire me, Watson. Like John Falstaff, you're not only witty in yourself, but because that wit is in other men. In point of fact, as our king tells us, our Dr. Mortimer is a young fellow, under 30, who has lived in the country for the past 5 years, and is amiable, unambitious, absent-minded, and the possessor of a favorite medium-sized dog.
Oh, Mr. Holmes, sometimes I think I'd marry if you didn't have such filthy habits.
Trifles, Mrs. Hudson, a parlor game. He is Dr. Mortimer, so CCH must stand for Charing Cross Hospital, and he must be a young man because he wouldn't leave such a fine practice if he were well established. So he must have been a student there at the time. And as the date on the stick is only 4 years old, we are a young fellow, under 30.
And the rest of it?
The scratches on the cane confirm that he does indeed live in the country, and it is my experience that only amiable men receive testimonials, only unambitious ones abandon London, and only absent-minded ones leave their sticks, and not their visiting cards.
Oh.
And who doesn't?
The tooth marks. Being a heavy stick, the dog has it held tightly by its middle. The dog's jaws showed in space between the marks, too broad for a terrier and too narrow for a mastiff. May have been... Aha, yes it is. It is a curly-haired spaniel.
Really, Holmes? How could you possibly know that?
Because I'm looking out the window now and see the dog on our doorstep. And there's the ring of its owner. Miss Hudson, the door.
Right away, sir.
Now is the dramatic moment of fate, Watson, when you hear the step upon the stair of someone walking into your life, and you know whether not for good or ill. What does Dr. Mortimer, man of science, ask of Sherlock Holmes, specialist in crime? And can he relieve us of the tedium of our mortal existence? Come in.
Ah, my stick! What a relief! I wouldn't lose it for the world.
A presentation, I see.
Indeed, from Charing Cross Hospital when I moved to the country. I was a student at the time. I take it I'm addressing Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
And this is my friend, Dr. Watson.
How do you do?
And this is Mrs. Hudson.
How do you do, sir?
Tea, Mrs. Hudson?
Oh, yes, I'd love some. Oh, of course, my friend.
Shall I begin, sir?
Please.
I have here a manuscript.
Mid-18th century. Unless it's a forgery.
1742 to be exact. Handed down for over a century and committed to me for safekeeping by my friend Sir Charles Baskerville, whose sudden death 3 weeks ago created so much excitement in Devonshire.
It appears to be a statement of some kind.
May I read it to you?
Have a seat.
Of the origins of the Hound of the Baskervilles.
Hound?
Know then that in the time of the Great Rebellion, the manor of Baskerville was held by one Hugo, of a most wild, profane, and godless nature. Chance that this Hugo came to love the daughter of a yeoman who had lodged at Baskerville, but the maiden would fear his evil ways and would ever avoid him. Now so it came to pass that one Michaelmas, this Hugo, with 5 or 6 of his wicked companions, strode down upon the farm of the maiden and carried her off. And when they brought her back to Baskerville Hall, she was placed in an upper chamber.
No, stop it, please.
Quiet down.
Ah!
While Hugo and his companions sat down to a long carouse, as was their custom. And our poor lass upstairs was like to have her wits turned by the singing and shouting, and in the stress of fear, she did that which might have daunted the bravest of men. By the aid of the ivy which covered the south wall, she came down from the eaves and so began homeward across the moor. Now it chanced that some small time later, Hugo found his cage empty, and the bird escaped. Whereupon, rushing down the stairs, he sprang onto a table and cried,
If I can but overtake that wench this very night, I shall render up my body to the powers of evil. Now saddle my mare, unkennel my pack, and put the hounds upon her.
taking without horses in pursuit. The revellers had gone but a mile when they passed a shepherdess and cried to her to know if she had seen the hunt. The woman was crazed with fear and could scarcely speak, but at last recounted.
I've seen the maiden and the dogs. Then Sir Hugo passed me upon his mare, and behind him went such a hound of hell as man has never looked upon.
The drunken squires rode on, but soon their skins turned cold when they came upon the dogs who, though known for the valor of their breed, were whimpering in a cluster at the head of a ditch. And there, in the moonlight, lay the unhappy maiden where she had fallen dead of fear. But it was not her body, nor that of Sir Hugo lying nearby, which raised the hair upon their heads. But standing over him, and plucking at his throat was a foul thing, a great black beast, shaped like a hound, yet larger than any hound that ever Mort Elias rested upon. And even as they looked, the thing tore the throat out of Sir Hugo.
Continue.
I am here because of the sudden death 3 weeks ago of my friend and patient, Sir Charles Baskerville, at the very same estate in Devon. The verdict at the inquest was death by natural causes, but I got there before the police came. And at the inquest, I was reluctant to reveal certain observations I had made at the time, for fear of endorsing local superstitions.
I'm quite fond of observation, Doctor. Pray continue.
The day had been wet, and the footprints revealed Sir Henry to have been walking behind the house to the gate, where he seems to have waited. He continued from that point on, but his footprints changed. He appeared to have been walking on tiptoe from that point on, moving away from the house to the spot where he fell. I examined the body, which had not been touched. Sir Charles lay face down, his arms out, his fingernails dug into the ground. When I turned him over, features were convulsed with such strong emotion that I could hardly have sworn his identity. And while there was no disturbance, no physical injury of any kind, and there was no disturbance near the body, there were marks on the ground several yards away.
Footprints?
Footprints.
A man or a woman's?
Mr. Holmes, they were the footprints of a gigantic hound.
You saw this?
Clearly.
And you said nothing?
What was the use?
How was it that no one else saw it?
They were 20 yards from the body.
There are sheepdogs in the hole.
This was no sheepdog.
You say it was large.
Enormous.
Oh, if only I had been there. You should have said
That I didn't think of it. But besides,
What is it? You hesitate.
there were incidents before the tragedy. Several people saw a creature upon the moor which corresponds exactly with the Baskerville demon of legend. Something out of a nightmare, with blazing eyes and dripping jaws. Oh, gentlemen! There is such a rage of terror upon the district that no one will even cross the moor at night!
How can we assist you?
Why advise me what I should do with Sir Henry Baskerville, who arrives at Waterloo Station in exactly 1 hour?
He is the heir.
Yes, he's an American who lives in Texas.
Why not take him to the house of his father?
No, but consider the history, the danger. What can I do, gentlemen?
First, I advise you call off your spaniel who was scratching at my front door with the zeal of a Christian. Then take a cab and collect Sir Henry.
And then?
Then you will meet me here tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock with Sir Henry, and I will suggest how to proceed. Good morning.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
I like it, Watson. There's a feverish quality to this unlikely tale that appeals to me. I'm going out.
Unless I can help you in some way.
Oh, no, dear fellow, but when you pass by Bradley's, would you ask them to send up a pound of their strongest shag tobacco?
This was the moment that everything changed. Holmes had smelled the bait, and I sensed we were on the verge of another one of his strange roller coaster adventures. I also knew that tobacco was the engine he required during these moments of intense mental concentration. So I stopped at Bradley's.
That'll be 2 and 6pence for a best chunk of tobacco in the country.
I had it sent round, then returned that afternoon. Holmes!
Caught colds, dear man?
No, it's this poisonous atmosphere.
It is rather thick, but as a medical man, you'll admit that smoking is good for the health.
I will make no such claim. Now, how is the case coming along?
There's certainly some distinctions about it. That change in the footprints, for example. What do you mean?
Mortimer said the victim began to walk on tiptoes at some point.
He was running, Watson. Running desperately for his life until his heart burst and he fell dead upon the spot.
Running from what?
There lies our problem. There are indications that the man was literally crazed with fear.
His face, you mean?
That and I believe that something dangerous approached him from across the moor. Only a man who has lost his wit would run from the house instead of towards it when he was put in danger. But who was he waiting for that night? Why was he waiting in the yew alley instead of inside his house? The thing takes shape, Watson. Come to hear it. Come, get your hat. You'll be late.
For what?
For the opera. There's nothing like a little musical mayhem to clear the mind.
As always at the opera, Holmes sat there motionless, as though in a trance induced by the discordant harmonies that swelled around us. racing a mile a minute, sorting clues like a ciphering machine. While on the stage below us, a woman named Gloria Tosca was taking her revenge on the evil Baron Scotia, acting out the kind of ruthless murder that had become part of our daily lives.
Dr. John Mortimer and Sir Henry Baskerville, Baronet, entree to the play.
Gentlemen, it's good to meet you.
Likewise, it's a pleasure.
Now, Mr. Holmes, I understand you work out little puzzles for people, and if my new friend here hadn't arranged for us to come visit today, I'd have come by myself.
You have had a remarkable experience then?
I wouldn't say remarkable exactly, just this oddball letter that showed up at my hotel this morning.
To Sir Henry Baskerville, Northumberland Hotel. I knew you were staying at the Northumberland.
No one could have possibly known.
Except himself.
Well, yes, but we only decided to stay there after we met at the station.
Good heavens! Other words appear to be cut out of a magazine or newspaper.
Except for the last one. As you value your life or your reason, keep away from the moor. I take it you told Sir Henry about the hound.
Yes, I have.
It sounds like hogwash to me. Some giant hound with blazing eyes that breathes fire. Hell, I got hounds back home that eat them for breakfast and spit out the bones, too.
Watson, do we have yesterday's Times?
Right.
Ah, yes. There's an interesting article on the front page about free trade. Listen carefully. You will see to it that it stands to reason that your tariffs will take away wealth from the life of the country.
Aren't you getting a little off trail here?
On the contrary, I'm hot on the trail. See the words in this article. You, your, life, reason, keep away from the... See the words in this letter. You, your, life, reason, keep away from the... There, can't have a copy of this very article.
That's remarkable. How did you know that?
Come now, Doctor. It's my profession. I know the print of every newspaper in the country. Though I must confess that once I was very little, I confused the Oxford Mercury and the Dover Express. I couldn't leave my house for weeks.
Well, I've heard more written out by hand.
The word is less common, and therefore harder to find.
Oh, excellent, Watson. Well done.
Thank you, Holmes.
Now, have either of you gentlemen observed anyone following you this morning?
Holy cow, it's like I walked straight into a dime novel.
I've seen no one.
The point remains whether Sir Henry should still be taken to Devonshire or not.
No, it don't remain. That is my property now, all 10,000 acres of it, and I ain't giving it up for nobody.
Do as I say and do it now. I want you to walk back to your hotel at a brisk, not unreasonable pace. Dr. Watson and I will then join you there for lunch at 1. Good morning, gentlemen. Go quickly.
I gotta say, I don't quite understand why.
Do not question me. Go now.
We shall see you later.
Quickly, Watson, your hat. Not a moment to lose.
What? Is there something wrong? Should I stop them?
Not for the world, dear fellow. We'll follow them about 50 paces. Quickly, quickly, into the street.
Good Lord, it's pouring out here.
Keep them in view.
There they are.
Stay low. Smash.
They've stopped at a window.
Quickly, back to the doorway. What's that? This is that cab, the man inside. The one with the black beard. It's stopped on the other side of the street. And now it's moving slowly forwards again. It's following Sir Henry and Dr. Mortimer.
Oh, I say, he's spotted us.
Sherlock Holmes,
Get back. Too late.
move out and get up.
There he goes.
Watson, find us a cab immediately.
Taxi. Taxi.
Cab! Cab was a cab, for God's sakes. How can I be such a dolt and idiot? My God, I'm a babe in the woods. Watson, I trust if you're an honest man, you will record this blunder of mine in your memoirs, along with all these successes you keep writing about.
But who is the man?
I have no idea.
Then how did you know that he
Watson, please. It was evident from all that we've heard that Sir Henry had been closely shadowed since arriving in London. I'd only thought the pursuit would be on foot, not in a cab.
It's a pity we didn't get the number.
My dear Watson, as clumsy as I've been, you don't think I failed to get their number, did you? I have an idea. Come with me. Ah, yes, there it is. Messenger office. Come inside.
Mr. Holmes, Dr. Watson, what a pleasure it is to see you so. Lucy! It's Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson! I'm afraid she's going a bit deaf like her mother, who couldn't hear a freight train if it was running her down, but. Lucy!
Oh, my sakes, Mr. Holmes and the dear doctor. I will down and get what you gentlemen did for us.
We'd have no business left.
He'd be rotten as dull as he ought to be.
Ow.
You're lovely to say.
What?
You're lovely!
Ooh, doctor, last man who called me lovely is the father of the children.
What can we do for you gentlemen today?
Just two items. First, I'd like to send a wire to the cab authority. Tell them I seek the identity of the woman who drives cab number 2704.
Woman?
Come, Watson, you didn't notice.
Get you this assistant, sir.
Also, amongst your investigative boys, I recall you have a lad named Cartwright who has done some evidence for me in the past. Is he here?
Who?
Cartwright!
Oh, he's a good lad, he is. I'll call him for you. He's been one of our regulars since. Cartwright, get down here! Is Mr. Holmes to see you? Coming, Mom!
And if you'd be so kind, I'd like him over for the moment.
What?
Alone!
Oh, of course you feel alone, doctor. You need a wife to take care of you.
Cartwright!
Right here, sir.
We'll leave you to it.
What?
We're going away!
No, I don't think we should stay.
Hello, Mr. Holmes, doctor.
Hello, Cartwright. How are the boys?
They're regular, sir. They're doing all right with the old job out again. Of course, we would mind a bit of extra work on the side if it came a call in the scheme of things.
We certainly wouldn't.
Who's that?
The name's Vilga, sir. I work at Cartwright when there's a shilling or two in circulation, if you see what I mean.
Fine, fine. We'll speed things along. Now, do you boys see this hotel directory? There are 23 hotels in the neighborhood of Charing Cross.
I see him.
Got it?
You visit each of them in turn.
Yes, sir.
Begin each case by giving the porter 1 shilling.
Yes, sir.
You'll say you want to see the previous day's reference.
Yes,
You'll
sir.
say you are looking for a lost telegram.
Yes, sir.
But what you are really looking for is this page of the Times with some words cut out.
Oh, yes, sir.
Will you both please stop saying yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
Now, in about 20 of the cases, the waste of the previous day will have been burnt, but in the 3 others, you'll be shown a heap of paper for which you will have to sort through to find that page of the Times among it. The odds are enormously against your finding it, and I'd like a report as soon as possible.
Yes, sir.
You got it, sir.
And may I say what a pleasure it is entering on employment, Mr. Holmes.
And you, Dr. Watson.
And now,
Like one of yours.
what's being trained?
What's what lever?
Or being a ball?
Or found?
Or ghost?
Or bullet?
Or sound? Zero!
We are due at the Northumberland Hotel, and I know the desk clerk there. He's still here.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. What a pleasure, sir. And Dr. Watson. Oh, I read about your exploits in the Strand magazine religiously. Sir Henry Baskerville is expecting you upstairs, sir.
Have you any objection to my looking at your register?
Oh, not in the least. If hysterio es tu, hysterio.
Ah, I see that no one has checked in since Sir Henry arrived.
That is correct, sir. We try to keep out the rest and the rest because, as you know, our hotel is the most proper in all of London.
This is very interesting. No one's checked in since Sir Henry arrived. That means the man in the cab is anxious to watch Sir Henry, but equally anxious not to be seen by him.
You mean he might be recognized? Well, look who it is.
It's an old friend.
Inspector Lestrade of Scotland Yard.
Hope he does not derail the investigation this time.
Well, not me, since it's Mr. Sherlock Holmes. What the hell are you doing here? Hello, Doctor.
I'm meeting a client. What about you?
They're wasting me bleeding time with some piss-pop baloney about some baronet.
Sir, your language, please.
What about it?
This is a public hostelry, and we have children here. Oh, do you see what you've done? Oh, do you? ¡Ay, Dios mío, en España! ¿Hasta cuándo tengo que soportar ese insolente, insultando y desgraciado Alejandro de mi hotel?
I ain't impressed. My mother speaks Italian too. Yes, me. It's a lot of bullshit. now.
He's my client, actually.
Good, because we've got a more important case than Anslow involving some bleeding bastard and his naked mistresses.
No! This is outrageous! He is spoiling the prestige of this hotel, and he will ruin us!
God darn it!
Sir Henry, what is the matter?
I'll tell you what the matter is. They're playing me for a sucker in this hotel. If they don't find my boot soon, there's going to be trouble.
You lost a boot.
Not just a boot, it's my favorite pair. And they lost just one of them. How does that make any sense in the world? Oh, hey, you!
Oh, my God.
She's the maid. Talked to her earlier. Ma'am, have you found my boot yet?
Nine, sir. I have not found your boot. I swear. I'm asking, the boot black in this long mitten, and they look in their cupboard, they look on their shelves, and they make their queries.
Well, either that boot comes back by sundown, or I'll talk to your manager.
I promise, I find that boot.
Dr. Mortimer.
I'm sorry I'm late. It's cold. Oh, it's more than bitter. It's downright freezing.
Danke.
Yes, it's dank as well.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. It just gets in my craw. People try to blame me for a sucker. I know it don't matter in the scheme of things, but...
On the contrary, I believe it is quite important.
You do realize you two were followed this morning after you left.
Really?
By who?
Dr. Mortimer, do any of your acquaintances in Devonshire have a black beard?
Barrymore does. Sir Charles Butler.
And did Barrymore profit by Sir Charles's will?
He and his wife were left £500 each. But I trust a bequest doesn't make one a suspect. I received, well, £10,000.
That's a lot of money.
Well, yes, it is.
Anyone else?
He left a bit to a few charities, and the residue went to Sir Henry.
And how much was that?
£740,000.
My God! Excuse me.
Quite enough money to blow up a murder, don't you think?
When Dr. Mortimer told me the amount of the legacy, I almost fell off my chair.
And if anything were to happen to Sir Henry, who would inherit?
I've heard talk of a black sheep son of Sir Charles' brother Roger, but I believe he died some years ago in South America.
And you're unmarried.
That's right.
No children.
Sure hope not, but I can't swear to it.
Have you made a will?
Nope.
Most intriguing. Well, I agree that Sir Henry should go to Devonshire and claim his inheritance. There's only one proviso. He must not go alone.
Dr. Mortimer's going with me.
Well, Dr. Mortimer has his practice to attend to, and I presume your house is not near the manor?
4 miles away.
There you have it. You must take someone trustworthy who will stay by your side.
Did you come yourself?
I'm afraid I cannot. There's a scandal involving the King of Bohemia which requires my attention at the moment. However, if my friend would be so kind, you'd have no better companion, though any braver.
Me? Oh, I say, that's a kind way to put it.
And it'd be kind of you, Doctor, if you'd go.
Well, I don't know if I'm the man to do it, but all right. Excellent.
Okay.
The matter's concluded then. When shall we depart?
Shall we say Paddington Station today at 4?
Done.
Done!
Watson, you'll write to me frequently and report the facts. You're my eyes and ears, and I must know everything. Now, I've made some inquiries and learned that a man escaped last month from Bridgetown Prison, which is close to Baskerville, and it is said that he is dangerous. There's also a scientist named Stapletons living nearby with his sister, and the butler and his wife, the Barrymores, from whom I hear rather sinister rumors. And, of course, our friend Dr. Mortimer, who I believe to be honest, but of whom we actually know very little.
You should be more trusting, Holmes.
Oh, I'd be much more trusting if he hadn't inherited £10,000, on which theory we should add Sir Henry himself to our little gathering.
Oh, Sir Henry? I don't believe it. He's so American.
Well, he inherited nearly £1 million. Someone killed Sir Charles Baskerville.
Oi there! Excuse me! Are you the owner of the house at 221D Baker Street?
That's right.
I understand you want to work to drive a cab 2704. No one can go against me.
I have nothing against you, madam. On the contrary, I'd have to solve them to you if you'll answer some of my questions.
Hello, good day, ain't I? How can I help you?
Tell me about the man with the black beard who watched my house at 10 o'clock this morning, then followed 2 gentlemen down Regent Street.
Oh, what's the good of me telling you? You know as much as I do already. Gentleman told me he was a detective, that I would keep me trap shut, as it were.
Now, listen here, my good woman. This is serious business, and you'll find yourself in a bad position if you try to hide it.
Tell me where you picked him up and all that occurred.
Jet ale been 9:30 this morning to pull the swell. There'll be 2 kiddies found Tuesday morning. First, we drove to the Northumberland Hotel. We waited till these 2 jets come out, then we fall around to your place.
And then?
Well, they come back out of there, and we takes to follow them again. Well, this time, the gentleman sees you on the street, and he throws up the traffic cries, "Oi, you there in front, drive as hard as you can to Waterloo Station." I got there in 10 minutes, away he went.
And who is this detective of yours? Did he give you a name?
Why, yes, he did. As he was stepping from the cab, he says to me, "It may interest you to know, young woman, that you've been trying to Mr. Sherlock Holmes."
What? Oh, thank you, my good woman. You have been very helpful.
Thank you, sir.
Cunning rascal. He spotted who I was at Regent Street, assumed I would find the driver of the cab, and sent me back this audacious message. This time, I tell you, Watson, we have a foeman truly worthy of our steel.
The man is bold, if nothing else.
He is a creature of tangles whose weaving a web whose intricacies we are barely glimpsing. I'm afraid I'm not easy about sending you on this dangerous errand. You have a revolver, I suppose.
Yes, I thought it well to take it with you.
Keep it near you night and day, and never relax your precautions. Dr. Mortimer, Sandy, right on time.
This ain't adventure, I don't know what is.
Did you find your boot? He did not. I suppose it's gone forever.
Most intriguing. Sir Henry, you must heed my instructions and follow them to the letter.
Instructions?
You are not to venture into a moor in the hours of darkness at all costs. It is a landscape which will try to seduce you with its morbid beauty. You're also not to leave the house at all without Watson. Is that clear?
I'll sure try, but I don't like being pent up.
Lord!
Shall we proceed, Sir Henry?
Dr. Oliver, Watson, hold.
I looked back on the station when we had left it far behind and saw the tall, austere figure of Sherlock Holmes standing motionless and gazing after us. I felt alone, yet I was on my mettle to do my best for Sherlock Holmes and Sir Henry, knowing full well and without regret that there was danger ahead.
Grimpen Station. All out for Grimpen.
What? Well, that was quick.
Sir, you there on the track. Could you take us to Baskerville Hall for a shift?
Baskerville Hall? Are you sure you want to go there, young fella?
Well, yes, I am.
Fair enough. If it don't kill you, it'll make you stronger. I believe that's how Nisha puts it now, ain't it? Don't dawdle.
Yeah.
As we proceeded through the moors of Devonshire, a landscape of such desolation and despair that we might as well have been visiting another, darker planet, where the limbs, the trunk, the very heart of nature were filled with malevolence. My heart grieved for the world around me, and then I saw it in its dark, forbidding glory, Baskerville Hall.
Gloomy, ain't it? Reminds me of my mama's funeral. Without the liquor.
I'll ring the bell.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to Baskerville.
Welcome to Baskerville.
You must have bear more than this. How do you do? How do you do? I'm Henry, and this is my friend Dr. Watson. He'll be staying here for a while if that's all right with you.
Of course, sir. This is your house.
Oh, yeah. Guess I hadn't thought of it that way.
Would you wish the victuals to be served at once?
They're victuals?
Yeah, the victuals.
The victuals, sir. Your dinner.
Oh, right, the victuals.
There is hot water in your wounds if you wish to freshen first.
Yeah, I think we'll freshen.
And may I say, sir, that my wife and I would be happy to stay over as we made arrangements for new staff.
You'll be
then it is convenient, sir.
But your family's been here for generations. I'd be sorry to start my life here by breaking the connection.
You were very attached to Sir Charles, sir. And his untimely death has made these surroundings painful for us. They will show you to remove nostalgia to them.
We are walking this way.
The portraits are beautiful.
This one is of Sir Baskerville, the one who started maiden in the 1700s. They say his neck was chewed off by the evil wind. This is not a good way to die. Stop bears, whoop.
Ah, it's lovely.
The wheel.
Pardon?
The wheel
Ah, yes, the view.
is what I said. The vista.
Ah, yes, the moors. It looks lonely up there. It must be nice to have some company for a change.
Not so much.
My dear Holmes, I am sorry for my infrequent bulletins, but I have slept
little since arriving at Baskerville Hall. You know that I am a creature of the Enlightenment and not given the flights of dramatic romanticism. But for several nights in a row, I have heard in the distance the muffled, strangled gasps of one who is torn by an uncontrollable sorrow. Meanwhile, Sir Henry remains in surprisingly good spirits,
Y'all been in it tonight here I can shoot.
and we intend to explore the neighborhood tomorrow morning.
Get back here! Oh, there he is. I see him. Flutter, flutter. Tiptoe. Tiptoe. Raise the net. And... Ow! Oh, I missed him! Trot, trot, trot! I missed him! It's Dr. Watson. Dr. Watson, how? Oh, please excuse my presumption, sir, but Mortimer told me you arrived just last week. I'm Stapleton of Merricott House. I live nearby with my sister Beryl.
How do you do? You're a naturalist, huh?
Oh, yes. Butterflies are my passion. Whist! Got him! Plum! Ha! And we're so glad you came. We were afraid that after the death of poor Sir Charles, that the new baronet might refuse to live here. You heard the legend of the hound, I suppose.
Yes, I've heard.
It is extraordinary how gullible the locals are about it. Some of them swear that they've even seen the creature. I have no doubt that this led to Sir Charles' death.
How do you mean?
I saw Sir Charles earlier that day, and his nerves were so worked up that the sight of any dog could have caused a heart attack. So, that's my view. The real question is, what does Sherlock Holmes think?
I beg your pardon?
Come now, sir. It's useless to pretend we don't know you are the Dr. Watson. Even down here, we read your recollections. And if you're here, it must stand to reason that Mr. Holmes is interested in the matter. Am I right? When's he coming?
I'm afraid I can't answer that question.
Oh, of course you can't. But if I can be of any help, just let me know. It's a wonderful place, the moor. You cannot imagine the secrets it contains, so vast and barren. Do you see those bright green spots all scattered round?
Yes, they appear to be more fertile than the rest.
Fertile? Ha! That is the great Grimpen Mire.
The Grimpen Mire?
One false step means death to man or beast. Just yesterday, I saw one of the moor ponies wander into it. He never came out. I saw his head for quite a while craning out of the bog hole, and then his writhing neck shot upwards, and then it sucked him down at last.
But why would you ever go near the Grimpen Mire?
That's where the specimens are, and that's what I do for her. Wait! There he is! It's a cyclopedes! Oh, if you know my mind's on, young fellow. Get back here, you devil!
Wait! You're headed straight for the mire! For God's sakes, man!
Go back! Go straight back to London instantly!
Why? Why should I go back?
I can't explain, but for God's sake, do what I ask you.
But I've only just come.
Oh, can't you tell that a warning is for your own good? Start tonight. Get away from this place at all costs. Shh. Jack is coming. Shed a wood of what I've just... would you mind hitting that orchid for me for the more tails yonder? And look at that rabbit.
Oh, hello, Beryl.
Jack, you're so flushed. Did you catch him?
Oh, no, I must have blasted. But I see you've met our visitor.
Yes, I was just telling Sir Henry that it's getting rather late to see the true beauties of the law.
What?
I said I was just telling Sir Henry.
Oh, Beryl, this isn't Sir Henry. You thought this was Sir Henry.
Oh,
A commoner, I'm afraid. The name's Watson. Dr. Watson, general surgeon. How do you do?
how do you do? You must think I'm awfully silly. You've been talking at cross purposes.
Not at all.
Oh, come, my dear. Let us show our new friend our little abode. We can warm up with some tea.
Might I ask you a question? Why do you live in this part of the world? It's so lonely, almost primeval.
Well, we did have a school in the North Country for a time, but alas, the fates were against us. An epidemic broke out and 3 of the boys died. There were no accusations, of course, but the school never quite recovered, and much of my capital was swallowed up. With what we had left, we bought Merripit House, and now we're quite fond of the... Wait! There he is! The blue Cyclops! Oh, if you don't mind, I won't be long this time!
I'm so sorry to have mistaken you for Sir Henry, Doctor.
Not at all. But why are you so anxious to get him away from here?
I know about the curse, is all.
Please be frank with me. Ever since I've arrived at Baskerville Hall, I've been conscious of shadows everywhere. This world of yours seems all mud and darkness, no trail to follow. Little pits of danger to suck you in.
But that's what life is, Doctor. There is nothing else. There is no escape.
Hey, doctor, you know, we'll get mighty tired of just sitting there doing paperwork while you're out here having a good... Ah, I mean, how do you do? My name is... Oh, Lord, you have beautiful eyes. I mean, I shouldn't have said that, should I?
Of course you should. I mean, it's quite all right. I'm a Stapleton. Beryl. I leave her on your mouth. Your moor. I mean, the moors. Because they're so beautiful. I'm being silly again, aren't I?
Now, when were you ever silly?
Oh, just a minute ago I was telling Dr. Watson that you should leave this place. But I told him to leave instead of you. Because I thought he was you. Please, Mr.
No, he's not.
She was very upset. She insisted.
You make too much of it, Doctor. My brother and I were shocked by the death of Sir Charles when his heir came to live here. I became distressed.
You were distressed for me?
I was. I am. Why live in a place that's invasion to your family? A place of danger.
Because it is a place of danger. That's what makes life interesting. Of course, maybe now it's a place of something else. Or am I mistaken?
No, I think you are not mistaken. Yet it's foolish. The danger here is very real and not something to laugh off because of momentary feelings of... That's it. That's the hound. It never stops and howls and cries. It brings nothing but death. It's not a myth. It's very real. It can hurt people and kill them and make them suffer.
Beryl?
Miss Stapleton.
Go back. Save yourselves. Please, I beg of you. You'll be killed.
Got right, Milka?
Right here, sir. We're all the way up.
Did you bring the letter that I asked for?
Yes, we did, sir.
What are you waiting for? Christmas? Get up here!
I'm right here, sir. Here I am.
Now, first of all, what happened with the time? You find the copy with the cutout letters?
No, sir, no luck. But we did have fun looking through all that trash.
As I suspected. Now, read me Dr. Watson's letter. Curse my experiments, curse explosives, and curse the day I ever needed eyes in the first place.
You get the bandages off tomorrow, don't you?
That or I'll strangle the doctor who put them on me. Now read.
Oops. It ain't from Dr. Watson after all. It's one of your many, many beautiful girlfriends. In fact, I think it's the tall, blonde one with the long, silky hair.
What's your
and the-
idea of humor, Cartwright?
Yeah, it was.
What is it very for?
Sorry. From Dr. John Watson to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. My dear Holmes, my previous letters have kept you pretty well up to date so far. But there is a new development added to the mosaic that you and I are so carefully assembling. It's very good, brother, sir.
Oh, Martin. Our friend Sir Henry begins to display a considerable interest in our neighbour, Miss Stapleton. It is not to be wondered at, for she is a very fascinating and beautiful woman. Ugh, provoking.
And there is something quite exotic about her. And Sir Henry says that she has hidden fires very deep inside her bosom.
Bosoms! Bosoms!
That's it, I can stand it no longer! Eyes, I need my eyes!
Mr. Rose!
They're akin to my soul and must be fed as I wither like a stalk of summer.
Sir!
Now, where's that letter? Thank you. Buried deep within her bosom. There's more important news, however. When I was out one night last week, I caught a glimpse of someone whom I could not identify as one of the villagers. He was silhouetted in the moonlight, and I could see his wiry figure standing quite still at first, then capering over the rocks like a sprite. I've begun to think of him as the man of mystery. How curious.
Yeah, it's curious, all right.
Very curious.
Gives me curiosity.
And wonder.
And surprise.
And
That's
amazement.
enough. I saw the man from a distance, several nights in a row, but I have not seen him for the past 2 days. He comes and goes and seems to melt, almost magically, into the landscape. Watson, he is our better self. And now, let me tell you about the Barrymores. The Barrymores. The surprising development began last night. As you know,
I'm a very sound sleeper, but at 2 in the morning I was aroused by a stealthy step passing my room. I got out of bed and saw a shadow in the hall, a man going by, or so I thought. My instinct was to follow him alone, but I thought better and crept into Sir Henry's room down the corridor and woke him quietly.
Sir Henry.
What? Shh. Holy cow. I thought I was being murdered in my bed like my Uncle Willie.
Something strange has occurred. Follow me.
You got it. Barrymore!
Ah!
What are you doing?
I was looking for Russia.
Oh, baloney. Now I want the truth out of you, Barrymore. What are you doing at that window?
Don't ask me, Sir Henry. I give you my word. It's not my secret.
I have an idea. He must have been signaling someone. Let's see if there's an answer. There it is! Out there on the rocks! An answering light.
When you wrecked, you denied the signal. I want the truth out of you, Barrymore. Who's that out yonder and what's going on? Tell me. Tell me right now.
He cannot tell you! It is my noodle! My noodle is starving up there in the swamp! Oh, the night is short and which was is waiting for him, and his life is a sure spell to bring them. Then your brother is. He is weak then. He is a gone weak. Pardon? A gone weak? He wasn't incarcerated.
What?
He was arrested. He wasn't poisoned.
He was in jail.
No! He is a king of Florida. He was a good boy, but I couldn't help but wishing what was going to happen to him. When he grew older, he met wicked comic companions and went from wisdom to wisdom to wisdom like a vicious dog. And he broke a heart. He's starving out there on the moor, and I'm waiting for provisions and clothing. Sir Henry, when you threw out your own clothing last week, I gave them to Victor. I am very
That's all right. And I can't say I fault you, Barrymore, for standing by your wife. We'll discuss it in the morning.
Very good, sir.
Very good, sir.
Just look at that light out there. And he's a convict, too. How far out there do you think he is?
Can't be too far if they were carrying provisions to him.
Dirty villain in that candle of his. This is my castle. Let's go take him.
I agree.
Sure is dark out here.
We should close on him quick. He's sure to be desperate.
Wonder what Holmes would say about this. Ha! God, you think there's any truth to them stories?
No. I don't believe it. I've lived my whole life believing the world was rational. It must be.
That sound is just... My hands are freezing.
Shall we turn back?
No. We're after a convict, and no hound dog's gonna stop me.
Look! There! There's a light in the rocks. We must be close.
Ah!
Victor!
No! Leave me alone! This is not your business! I will have my wages! Go away! Go away! Ah!
Oh my God, he's dead. Help! Somebody help! Dr. Watson's dead!
No! Leave me alone! This is not your business! I will have my wages! Go away! Go away! Ah!
Oh my God, he's dead. Help! Somebody help! Dr. Watson's dead!
I was not dead. I was, however, deeply humiliated. Sir Henry carried me back to the manor, where I was attended by a doctor named Hamish McCann, and his nurse, a Miss Malloy.
As your doctor, let me say, this could have been much worse. Your skull appears to be abnormally thick.
That's what Holmes says.
Rest up for a few days. You'll feel as good as new. Aha!
Your pardon, kind sir. I was trying to adjust this with the bandage.
Well, in the future, would you be so kind as to... Oh. You did that. You did.
Thank you, sir. It's quite due and it'll take some healing. Shall I sit with you while you rest, sir?
Yes, that would be quite something.
There now. Close your eyes. I'm right here.
This really is quite refreshing.
I'm not surprised.
Oh, what did you... How did you...
Just checking up on you, dear Watson.
I'm fine.
You are not fine. As I understand it, you were nearly killed by that brute on the moor. Perhaps you should leave the case entirely. It's getting far too dangerous.
No, I'm determined to see this case through to the end.
There are layers here, Watson. Layers on layers and nothing adds up. On the one hand, there's this Victor fellow who's obviously violent but comes out of the blue.
Why?
Yet he is connected to the Baskervilles through his sister, and I suppose there could have been a liaison between Sir Charles and Mrs. Barrymore, which Victor is out to exploit or revenge.
Mrs. Barrymore? I doubt it. She's like something out of Frankenstein.
You would be surprised. And then there's Barrymore's husband, who sounds peculiar, but is harmless as far as I can see it. Of course, if there was an affair between his wife and Sir Charles, he may have killed Sir Charles out of revenge, but that shouldn't hurt Sir Henry, unless Miss Barrymore's a maniac, which is not possible. And then there's Stapleton, who's obviously mad as a hatter, but has nothing to gain from it as far as I can see. And then there's his sister Beryl, who could be the worst of the lot, and is simply pretending to be the soul of innocence.
Oh, don't tell Sir Henry that. He's besotted with her.
All the more reason to worry about her. She could be using him to get the money.
Huh?
But, more important, how's the case going? Any sign of the house?
No. But you know that man of mystery I wrote you about? I saw him again the other night.
You did?
Yes. I was taking a final look around the gardens before going to bed, and there I saw him, standing on the rocks in the back. He comes and goes at will, like a phantom.
Is he anything like our friend Victor?
No, different type of task. You can tell he's older and slightly out of his head from the way he mutters and gibbers and shambles along. You'll learn more when you see him.
Well, I won't, I'm afraid.
Why not?
I'm leaving.
What? Again? You can't.
I'm sorry.
Holmes,
I can't not possibly stay. Press of what? The behemoths. You understand?
but you just arrived.
I'm sorry.
Have you seen Sir Henry at least?
Oh, no, I don't want to. Don't make a fuss about it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't dead or something.
I'm not.
Apparently. Now, listen carefully. I want you to stay here and keep me informed. You must keep a closer eye on Sir Henry.
Hey, doctor!
There he is.
All yours.
Now, Holmes. Holmes.
Doctor!
I'm coming. Holmes?
Hey, doctor, I'm just going out by myself for a spell. Well, to tell you the truth, I'm going out to meet Beryl.
Oh, no, you're not.
Oh, yes, I am.
Stop! Sir Henry, stop! You know what Holmes said. You may not go out to the moors unaccompanied, and that is fine.
Listen, I got two answers for you. First of all, you and I have been through a lot together, so you gotta stop calling me Sir Henry. I'm Henry, and I'll call you John.
John.
Okay, John boy, or Bubba.
John boy.
Now, second of all, Mr. Holmes in all his wisdom did not foresee certain romantic developments which have transpired since I've been here. And I'm sure you're not slow of court. Let's take a nap, and I'll see you later.
Stop! Sir Henry, stop! Would you please...
Don't move! Stop! You have been tempting me like a French can-can dancer for over a week. Now, prepare to be Jamaica! Yeah!
Henry?
Beryl?
Oh, Henry, I miss you so much.
You know, it's only been a day. You still look beautiful.
You spoil me terribly.
Good, 'cause I intend to. Now listen, I've been doing a lot of thinking.
That's excellent. I hear that thinking is very good for the brain.
You're making fun of me.
Just a little. You are from Texas.
And you live in a swamp.
It's not a swamp, it's a moor. And at least we don't have crocodiles and kangaroos.
That's Australia.
You're right. I do get the colonies mixed up sometimes. They all seem to have cowboys and uprisings.
Miss Stapleton, you are interrupting my interruptions, and I want to say my piece.
Fine. I suppose you're allowed to talk now and then.
Good. Because I want to marry you.
Oh my god. I never thought. Yes, I'll go anywhere in the world with you, but we have to leave this place. We can't stay here. It's a place of danger. Oh,
Beryl? Beryl? How dare you, sir? How dare you? Sir, that is my sister. Do you think you can just walk into Baskerville Hall and just take her away because you're a baronet?
Jack, for God's sake. Now, I assure you, sir, my intentions are honorable.
Honorable?
In fact, I've asked your sister to marry me.
No. Beryl, come over here right now.
Now, listen here, you can't speak to her like that, and I'm not
Speak to
gonna...
her. Are you... Beryl?
You hound dog, you leave her alone.
Jack, Henry, leave it. It's hopeless.
Beryl, come with me. I shall speak to you later. Sir?
Holy cow, you should have seen what just...
I did. I saw all of it. I hated to spy on you, dear fellow, but I thought it better if he didn't see it.
Well, that's all right. But why in the world would he act like that? Think he's crazy or something?
I suppose it's possible.
I think he needs a straitjacket. What's he got against me anyhow? I got plenty of money. I never hurt nobody.
Sir Henry?
Shh! Don't say a word.
Oh, please, sir. I've come to apologize. I suppose I overreacted.
You suppose that, do you?
But please understand, sir. My sister is everything to me. We've been together, just the two of us, since we were children. And I had no idea you two had fallen in love. Oh, I'm deeply sorry. I do apologize.
Well, that's very handsome of you.
Well, perhaps we could dine Friday then. I could make amends. But I must ask one thing of you, even now, that please let matters rest till then, so that I can get used to the idea. At which time I will withdraw any opposition to the match without hesitation. You have my word.
Well, I suppose a few days ain't too bad.
Then we'll see you Friday then. Goodbye.
now, dear Holmes, that events began crowding thick and fast upon us, and I felt that we were soon being hurtled without control towards a remarkable and inevitable conclusion. The fuse was lit by Mrs. Barrymore.
Sir Henry, I must speak with you. This is vital.
You need to tell them.
But I must.
Mrs. Barrymore, please go ahead.
We're listening.
You have been very kind to us, and we thought we should tell you. We're doing something involving the wily Dame Sir Charles.
You mean you know how we got?
Not precisely, sir, but we do know why he was at the gate at that time of the night.
It was a vision to meet a woman.
And you have no idea who this woman is?
We don't know her name, sir.
But her initials was L.L.
You see, your uncle, Sir Charles, received a letter of the morning he was killed. I saw this woman's handwriting and I told him about it.
And I could not think again of it for weeks and weeks. But then, as I was cleaning out Sir Charles' study, I found the ashes and I burned the letter at the back of the grate. Most of it was shot to pieces, but one piece at the end of the letter was hanging together like precious little paper babies holding hands, and I read the writings. It said, "Please, please, as ye are a gentleman, burn this letter and meet me behind the gate at 10 o'clock. I feel so vulnerable. L.L."
You got the slip?
No, sir. The babies crumble as I move them.
And you have no idea who this L.L. is?
We don't know, sir.
But if you find a lady, you will learn things, y'all.
Did Sir Charles have a lot of lady friends or girlfriends, you might say?
Girlfriend? No, sir. He was over 50.
May we go now, sir?
Of course he may.
50 years old.
Girlfriends.
I could vomit.
Something different with her hair?
L.L.
Struck any bell with you?
I'm afraid not.
Me neither.
We need someone who's acquainted with everyone in the district.
Dr. Mortimer! Let's go!
He's sure to live around here someplace!
There he is! Dr. Mortimer!
We need to speak to you!
I'm going home. Where are you two going?
To your house! We need to ask you a few questions!
Well, go ahead.
We're looking for a woman with the initials LL!
What?
We're looking for a woman!
So am I! I'm tired of being single!
No! A special woman!
Oh, me too! They're hard to find around here!
No, listen, we have a clue!
Why do you need glue?
What?
I don't have any glue!
No! We're looking for a woman so we can ask her some questions!
For me, it's our children! Shall we go inside? So how's the case coming along?
Good. At the moment, we're looking for a woman with the initials LL.
There's only one as far as I know. Her name is Laura Lyons. She owns a typing establishment on Front Street, just down the road. She married against her family's wishes, the man deserted her, and now she's desperately trying to find money for a divorce.
How terribly sad.
Wait a moment, there he is again! Who? I've seen a man out there, on the rocks, watching everything in the village.
The man of mystery.
Where does he live, do you reckon?
I don't reckon I know. I've spotted him at the Black Tor. It's that rocky area with the hill above it. He appears to have been living at one of those stone huts.
Dr. Mortimer! You have patience waiting and I cannot hold him off much longer.
Well, excuse me, gentlemen. I've got to run.
He's coming, so hold your pants together.
The Black Tor.
He's hiding out there, and I don't like it.
I'd like to confront the man.
I'd like to do more than that. So what are we waiting for? Let's go. Didn't look this house from Dr. Mortimer's window.
I can see his hut down there at the bottom.
Now you watch your step there, young fellas. It can get pretty slippery up here on a night like this.
Thanks, old fella, but we got hills like this in Texas, and I never slip on this kind of...
Ah!
You all right?
Fine. Look, there's the hut. It still has a roof on it.
There's nobody inside. Let's take a look. There's no question somebody's living here. Look at this. Blankets and peaches.
What's this? It looks like a diary. 3:42 p.m. Sir Henry and Dr. Watson have gone to see Dr. Mortimer? Good heavens! What is this? What's going on?
Somebody's calling us, and they gotta be mighty close. I'll go find them.
Good idea. Be careful. As noted earlier, Dr. Mortimer lives at the end of town. And I suspect that they're going to question him regarding Laura Lyons.
Now come on there, young man. There's got to be trouble.
Stay where you are. I have you covered.
I have you covered as well. How will it be? Death for the one of us?
Shall we send it over tea, my dear Watson?
Holmes,
Hello, dear fellow.
was it you all along?
I'm afraid it was, and I'm glad you applied your usual pungent shaving cream this morning, else I wouldn't have known it was you in the hut.
Oh, Holmes. Oh, very good to see
I'm surprised you found me this quickly.
you. Mortimer spotted you scrambling on the rocks.
And you've been to see him, I suppose, to find Laura Lyons.
Exactly. But what are you doing here? I thought you were in Baker Street working on that blackmailing case.
That's what I wished you to think. I thought we could explore the case independently, and from this angle you could make more progress. At the moment, I'm trying to track down Mrs. Lyons.
Well, I think I've done it. Mortimer said she lives down on Front Street.
Oh, excellent, Watson. Well done. Good man. You're getting better than I am at this detective business. I'll have to take up doctoring soon.
Oh, I say.
You next move I take it is to see Mrs. Lyons.
Exactly.
We shall go together. You are aware that close intimacy exists between the man Stapleton and Mrs. Lyons.
I am not.
They meet, they write, and I think we can use it to detach him from his wife so we may question her.
His wife? You mean Stapleton's wife? I didn't know he had a wife.
The woman Beryl, who passes as his sister, is in fact his wife. I believe he forces her into it.
This is shocking. You mean then?
He is our enemy. Stapleton, he must be. There's no other calculus that makes sense.
But how do you know that she is his wife?
Because he forgot himself. Now I've done some sleuthing in the Times archives and learned that a school in the North did indeed come to grief under the atrocious circumstances that he described, and that the man who owned it disappeared with his wife. I'm hoping to receive a photograph soon to confirm his identity.
What is it, Holmes? What could it?
Hush. Where is it, Watson? Where is it?
There, I think. The hound! It's the hound! Come quickly, Holmes!
He has beaten us, Watson.
No, surely not.
own game. How dare he? I'd have him drawn and quartered at the public marketplace.
Holy cow, what happened here? Looks like my cousin Daryl on Friday night.
Sir Henry!
What happened? Mr. Holmes.
Sir Henry! It's very good to see you.
Could this be? Yes, it is. It is Victor, my sometime neighbor. The clothes. I'm a fool.
That's right. The Barrymores gave Victor Sir Henry's old clothing to keep warm.
And the hound smelled the clothing. Exactly.
What's going on?
What's going on is that someone wants you killed, just as they killed Sir Charles before you.
But who could it be?
I believe that if you ask Holmes, that you'll find that he's working on it and will let you know soon.
Hello? Anyone there?
Stapleton line varmint. Wish he'd keep his nose out of my business.
Not a word to Sir Henry. You require his innocence or my plans crumble.
Ah, Dr. Watson, is that you? And who is Sir Henry? What a pleasure to see you again.
Likewise.
I didn't expect to meet you out here in the moors like this. And oh, is that a body? Oh my dear.
It's Victor, the man who escaped from Princetown Prison.
Oh dear me. And you must be Mr. Holmes, of course. We've been expecting you.
How do you do?
Oh, your exploits precede you, sir. Now, have you solved the mystery of Sir Charles' death?
No, I'm afraid I haven't, which is why I've passed for London so soon. I leave in the morning.
Now wait a minute, you just got here.
Alas, Watson and I depart in defeat.
Watson too, and then lose a friend.
I'll be down again soon, and I'm sure you'll visit us in London.
Jack? Oh, Jack, you know I don't like being left out here on the... Henry, what a wonderful surprise. What are you doing here?
I was just out with my friends. You remember Dr. Watson. This is Sherlock Holmes.
How do you do?
Mr. Holmes? Oh, what a pleasure. We've been expecting you for so long and so pleased, so grateful that you come at last. Oh, this could change everything.
Why? Are you in distress, madam?
Why do you say that, Mr. Holmes?
Well, usually only those in distress are glad to see me.
Oh! That's very good, Mr. Holmes. The rest won't run away from you, eh? So, we shall see you to dine with us tonight, then, Henry?
Of course.
Wonderful. Till then.
I'll go have a Barrymore to pack your things.
Thank you.
Stapleton, he's as cool as one of his butterflies, tempting capture then fluttering away. Let us hope we can stop him before his next kill. Now, quickly, we have a train to catch.
Cartwright
And Milka.
reporting for duty.
Sir.
Did the letter arrive at my residence?
It did, sir.
I got it.
We both got it.
Ah, satisfactory. Indeed superlative. The next move is to visit Laura Lyons.
We'll be in touch.
Tell me, Holmes, why don't we arrest this blackguard at once? We know he's guilty.
Proof, proof. That's the cunning of it. We have nothing against him.
There is Sir Charles's body.
Found without a mark upon it. But more important, there's a lack of motive. Why would he do it?
What do you propose?
I have great hopes of this Laura Lyons. Let us repair to a typing establishment immediately.
Yes, it was I who sent the letter to Sir Charles. It was I who begged him to help me, and it was I who asked him to meet me at the gate, but I never went to the meeting, I swear.
You're lying.
I am not.
Of course you are. Now we regard this case as one of murder, and the evidence may not implicate only your friend Stapleton, but his wife as well.
His wife? His wife? He's not a married man.
I'm afraid he is.
Prove it. Prove it to me.
I have here a photograph of Mr. and Mrs. Vandeleur, but you'll have no difficulty recognizing him and his wife. I believe he pretends she's his sister, Beryl.
He lied to me. He promised me marriage if I could get a divorce from my husband. He kept me from going to meet Sir Charles at the gate that night. The villain, the blackguard, the evil man, how could he?
And you have had the most fortunate escape. He had you in your power and he knew it. You had him in his power. Now, for your safety, I recommend you do not leave this building until tomorrow morning. Good afternoon.
We shall see you later.
Now, come on. It's time for us to retire to Baskerville Hall. Time for us to set the trap and spring it. I tell you, and do it blindly. I want you to drive to Merritt House for your dinner with the Stapletons. You will then send your carriage back and tell them you intend to walk home.
Cross the moor?
Exactly.
But that's what you keep telling me not to do.
This time you may do so safely.
That's what you tell me.
Now, I will go call your carriage and you'll be late for dinner.
You say so, but I don't like it.
I must say, this has all been pretty hard on poor Sir Henry.
Poor Sir Henry will thank us profusely if we can arrange to keep him alive.
What is Holmes? What's the matter?
These portraits, they are all, I take it, Sir Henry's ancestors.
Yes,
And all of them Baskervilles.
that's right. The one you're staring at is Sir Hugo Baskerville, the one who started everything. Is there something wrong?
Oh, no, dear fellow. In fact, something is very, very right at last. Ha! Now, I know you believe I know nothing of art, but you'll agree that this portrait is remarkable.
It's rather lifelike. I don't know if I'd call it remarkable.
Oh, my Take a step back, would you? There. Now, I want you to imagine this portrait, without the hat, without this heavy cloak he's wearing. Now, does he remind you of anyone?
Oh, I say! It's Stapleton! Same beady little eyes. Same weak, flat chin. Same awful teeth. Good heavens!
Exactly. Good heavens, great heavens, glorious heavens. Stapleton is a Baskerville. He must be the black sheep son of the brother who died in South America. And there's a motive. By killing Sir Henry, Stapleton stands to inherit everything. Oh, I should have seen it back at the hotel with the Castilian desk clerk.
To me, it was the mystery from the very beginning. The missing boot, the mysterious letter, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
That's enough. Remind me to change hotels.
Right. But how does Stapleton do it? The hound is real. At least it seems to be real.
Oh, I'm on to him, Watson. And soon he'll be fluttering in our net as like as one of his butterflies. Now, quickly, it's off to the station to meet the Strahd.
Well, did anything good this time, or just some Maharaja's missing knickers?
Biggest thing in years.
Are you armed?
Does a duck piss in a pond?
Thank you for such a vivid metaphor. See, you bring the warrant I asked for.
Does a bear go into the woods and...
Thank you. I need someone to arrest the most singular criminal mind I've ever come across.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's get the bugger and send him to rights.
Right. Oh, now it's up to the wars of Devonshire. Quickly, let's go.
It's Merripit House. Stapleton lives there with his wife. He's killed one man and is trapping another.
Sounds like a slippery sort of character if you ask me.
And the understatement of your career, Lestrade. Now, Sir Henry is inside that building having dinner with the Stapletons. When he is done, he will come down and walk along that path. That is where Stapleton will try to kill him. It is from here that we will ambush.
Ambush. I like the sound of that.
Watson, you've been in the house. What are those latticed windows over in the corner?
That's the dining room, I believe.
Can you go and creep forward and see what they're doing? But please, do be careful and quiet. God help us if Stapleton gets wise to us.
Bet they're having their dinner now, lucky buggers.
Quiet.
I'll be right back. I'm just checking the furnace.
Well, what is it? Dog! Enormous dog! Inside that house! Awful! And I saw no sign of Miss Stapleton at the table.
Oh, Lord, love a duck. Look at that.
What?
Fog. Look at the fog. It's like pea soup.
Oh no! This is the one and only thing that can stop us!
Just leave it to me. I'll get to higher ground and I'll hold her if I see anything.
Good idea. Go! Go!
Move like a cat.
Damn the fog, and damn Sir Henry for taking his time. Our success and even his life may depend on him coming out before the fog obscures everything.
Oh, I say! It's getting worse! I can barely see the path!
Wait, I think I can hear something. I think that's him coming out.
Is it? Are you sure you heard him coming out?
Yes, there is now.
Thanks again for dinner. Sleep well.
I think it's coming.
Sir Henry! Henry! You all right?
I can hardly. Ah!
It's all right. It's dead.
That is one big dog.
It's painted with phosphorus, which reflects the light. Poor beast was starved, I have no doubt.
But who could do such a thing? Was it Stapleton?
I'm afraid so. And now we must follow him before he gets away. Quickly, Watson, into the house. You stay here.
There's no sign of him.
I think he heard the shots and run.
He's gone to the kitchen.
Wait, I think I hear something upstairs.
I hear it too.
I think it's upstairs.
Quickly, upstairs.
Upstairs. Miss Stapleton,
Something through.
get the shackles off.
How do you do? Let's drop in.
Is he safe? Has he escaped?
Cannot escape us, madam. We won't let him.
No, not Jack Henry. Is he safe? Has he escaped the hound?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. Oh, the villains he always treated me. But this is nothing. It's my mind and soul that he's tortured and defiled. Oh, I could endure it all the solitude and ill usage once I met Henry. If only he'll forgive me.
Forgive you? I'd forgive you for anything.
Oh.
Well, what about the book of Stapleton? What happened to him? That's what I won't know, because I'm gonna tar and feather him.
God. And old tin mine in the heart of the mire. It was there he trained his hateful hound, and there also he created a refuge in case he was ever found out.
But could he find it in the dark like this?
Yes, that is, he could have, but
Tell us.
this morning, knowing what he had planned, I shifted the mark as he uses to find his way in. I took him in circles, round and round, then down the hill to the deepest part of the mire behind the...
Ah! tension of the case took its toll on Holmes, but he was continually caught up between its conflict with the atrocious nature of the crimes he dealt with and the thrill he took in their investigation. The hound, he said, was deep in all of us, the part of our soul that is dark and dreadful. And it took him time to come to grips with it all. As for my part, I was anxious to learn the finer details of the case, so I could begin to chronicle his latest exploit. But it was a full month before I could get him to tell anything, which he finally did on a Sunday afternoon back in a flat on Baker Street.
Ah, Watson, you shaved. He was the son of Roger Baskerville, and when he learned that only two persons intervened between him and the title, he decided to kill them both. He settled in Devonshire for that purpose, learned about the legend of the hound, and that is where his genius came in. He used the legend to create the real thing, a gigantic mastiff, hidden, painted, and starved to do his killing. His wife tried to warn Sir Henry with the letters and used the cutouts to disguise the handwriting, in case her husband ever saw it. Meanwhile, Stapletons stole Sir Henry's boot to give the hound the smell of the man, which told me instantly there was a real dog involved. So I had my suspicions before you even left for Devonshire. The one red herring in all this was, of course, the convict Victor, who had nothing actually to do with the case, but clouded my judgment for quite some time. It was unforgivable.
As if in answer to Holmes' self-reproach, the doorbell rang at this very instant. It was Sir Henry and Miss Stapleton, who were coming to let me know that they were getting married as soon as the law allowed, and asking me to be their best man.
This calls for a celebration. Come, let us go to the opera. My box is free, and the opera's full staff.
And we're very grateful.
Just doing our job, that's all.
And it was a relief, however briefly, though something worth fighting for. It helps relieve us of the tedium of our mortal existence.
Plot against Queen! Dynamite! Ah!
Well, Watson,
Yes, Holmes?
I believe the wheel has turned yet again, and now it is back to work.
Thank you.